Hey guys, you're watching Boondocking with Dennis. I gotta warn you, it's after 9 a.m. and I haven't had coffee yet. If I doze off, someone shake the screen a little bit and wake me up. I've just been running around since I got up. Errands. And I am heading towards Lowe's in Aransas Pass, Texas. And I thought we would take the back road. They're working, cleaning out the drainage dishes. Dishes? Nope. Coffee, please. Drainage ditches. We're on 35 heading south. Still in Rockport, Texas. Guys cutting grass over there. You know, I don't know if I've ever mentioned my grass cutting technique growing up. My grandmother had a small front lawn, maybe, I'm just guessing now, 50 feet by 70 feet in the front. You know, a little lawn on both sides, and then a little bit bigger backyard. And I had a friend that was on the grounds crew of the Philadelphia Phillies. That's back when they were still playing at Veterans Stadium, which was torn down 20 years ago and replaced by a beautiful ballpark. But he told me how to do this cool thing. So my grandma's lawn, you know, cut it once a week, depending on rain, you know. But on the front lawn, especially when I was living with my grandma, you would cut the grass at a little bit of a high setting. And then the next day, you would use a little bit lower setting and cut every other pass. You'd make sure everything was super straight and square, and it took a lot longer, but you would do a row and then skip a row. So now your grass was at two different levels, and on most grasses that would mean that they were at two different colors, basically. Just a slightly different shade of green. And we usually got a lot of rain where we were at in Pennsylvania, outside of Philadelphia. So I don't remember having to water the grass or anything like that, at least not often. Then the next day, you would use the same setting but go across it and skip every other row. So now you almost had a checkerboard pattern. You know, you'd have basically three different colors in the front, and then you would repeat that. You might skip a day in between, depending on how much it grew. But my grandmother absolutely loved when I did that. The neighbors would talk about it, you know. And once you did that, and you had to be really careful, because one pass at the wrong setting in the wrong row, and it messed it up, and you would, or I would anyway, have to just start all over again. But it was neat. And then for something different, I would cut it on an angle, like a straight corner to corner angle, you know, and then start the whole thing that way. So you would have little diamonds in the front lawn when you were looking at it from the street. But when I wasn't living with her, I would still go cut her grass, because Grandmom had something that we didn't always have at our house, which was food. So I would go over and cut the grass, and my grandma would make one of her specialties, which was grilled cheese or liver and onions. My grandma was a very good cook on a very limited basis. And when she experimented, it did not work out well. Being a Pennsylvanian, she once got a chili recipe, and she made everything absolutely correctly, except when it said a pound of beans, she put in a pound of green beans, which was some interesting chili. I was also talking to a few people growing up. I think ranch dressing was invented in 1950, and it's not like it immediately came to our section of Pennsylvania. So when I was growing up, there was no ranch dressing. That wasn't a choice. And I don't know how old I was when I saw an avocado, but it wasn't growing up in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Some things just didn't exist that are now common, probably common to the rest of the world, but me growing up in Philadelphia. There were a lot of things like that. The first time I ever went to California was on a martial arts thing. Long Beach, California. We ate at a restaurant outside, which, other than like the boardwalk in Wildwood, I'm pretty sure that's the first restaurant that I ever ate outside, and they had lemon in the water, the lemon wedge in the water, and that's the first time I saw that. So it's funny, just like things that are completely common, when they're new to you, they're new. It was like it was just invented. I had to travel to the other coast to know that you could put lemons in water. This is real rough here. We bumped across this, or I did the other day, going to Port Aransas. And we're going to cut through Aransas Pass, or touch it before we... Are we? Yeah. Yeah, we're going to Aransas Pass. But we're going to be at the, I call it the bottom, the west end of it, east end of it. We have to go to the west end where the Lowe's is. There's a Lowe's and a Walmart. But that was my Pennsylvania story. I have the wire in the camera. I got a microphone on order. My microphone died. Made it through all those Aransas Pass videos, a couple of Rockport videos, and then yesterday just died. So I'm sending that back for a refund. I already boxed it up and sent it back. And I'm going to keep ordering them until they decide to stock with a better product. I'm going to just keep using them and returning them for either a replacement or a credit. It didn't rain yesterday or last night, and you can see we're starting to get that tinge of Saharan dust in the air again. So that's not too good. Gonna go to Lowe's. I have a couple things I needed to buy to help out a friend. And I didn't check on any people today. I didn't check on Luciano or anyone. And I didn't see Luciano since I dropped off Whataburger to him, which was actually, by the time you see this, yesterday. But I think on the video it'll look like I did it this morning. And that's the magic of YouTube, folks. We're just getting into Aransas Pass. There's usually a guy here on the corner, but we haven't caught him in a while. A guy with a sign is usually right there. He probably gets up and works the the morning shift when people are coming and going to work, and he's probably got a schedule. I guess you can't sit out there all day. Deer stand in a boat. There's the motel. What's the name of that motel? Cedar Lodge. Villa Bay Motel. We're going to stay on 35 South. Business 35. Because we mean business. I'm going to get in the left-hand lane because it is a little smoother. I guess I got to try to tell a horrible joke. Did you hear about the clumsy... I'm going to struggle with this word. Clumsy. Ready? Edit that out, please, guys. No? All right. Did you hear about the clumsy librarian who hit her head? No? Well, she had no one to blame but herself. Ba-dum-bum. And that's what we're calling comedy gold for the day. I really need my coffee. I would be bouncing off the walls with information for you guys right now. There's a good coffee shop up here called Addiction, which is aptly named. And they had a truck in Rockport for a long time, and it was a great place to get coffee from. But they kind of got run out of town because they were set up in the parking lot of what used to be a coin laundromat that was destroyed by Hurricane Harvey. Blinking red. And they had to put up plants to block the truck. But it was nice. You could just drive up right to the truck, and they made specialty coffees and stuff. Nice people. A little pricey, but all those specialty coffees are pricey. We made it. Yay, we made it. But they were constantly given a hard time because it was in the historic district. So I guess a coin laundry is okay in the historic district, but not a coffee truck that people enjoy. It's very odd. I think it's actually going to be hot today. And when I was in Wally World this morning, I picked up, and I probably shouldn't have, they just had a really good price on some small steaks, like 4 small steaks. And I bought them. I don't have any butter. I don't have any rosemary. But I'm just going to cook them in olive oil with some Montreal steak spices that I have. And I think I have salt and pepper packets. And that'll help tenderize it a little bit. And I have some canned vegetables we can have with that. So I'm looking forward to that. I wanted to get it cooked this morning before it got too hot, and I think by making this trip I kind of missed that window. So it's going to be hot. Maybe the food will cook quicker, huh? Breaking news, folks. It's hot in Texas. We'll be up at Lowe's a little bit. My thoughts and prayers are still with the town of Uvalde, which is Matthew McConaughey's hometown. I didn't know that till I saw it on the news, or heard it on the news. I listened to a bunch of different stations. And I'm tired of hearing about school shootings. We need to make drastic changes in security and gun laws. Might not be popular with some people, but we do. I'm tired tired of burying little kids. Oh, you got to go on those, buddy. Oh, you're not going to go on the yellow, but you're going to go on the red. I got you. Guys, I'm at Lowe's. See a Lowe's sign on the left. There's an entrance over there. I appreciate you riding along today. Keep your family safe. Help your friends keep their families safe. It's a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it. Thanks for riding along today, guys. Thanks for watching.